All right, y'all, we got another guest. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, let the world know who you are, and I just want to ask you a quick question on, as far as being in the remnant from start to now, how has it impacted you, and what was those foundational tools that you still utilize from that has made that change to who you are today?
Well, first of all, I'm Eddie B from Detroit. Came out here in March. I'm gonna say I linked up with the Remnant like December. The YouTube page started like I think December 2022, and I was a part of a lot of other organizations. Grew up in the church. Grandfather was a bishop. Father was a pastor, so like everybody in the family, uncles, aunties, I got cousins, as ministers in the church. Left that, started like self-searching. Then I joined like the 22, my teacher, Hamid. Then fast forward later on, joined the Nation of Islam, Edward 3X out of that Detroit Mosque, #1. And then, back and forth in the streets, whatever, ripping and running. Then when this remnant started, I jumped over here to this remnant. I'm gonna say, to me, what I know what the difference is, back then, it's like, you get the information, but you still like operate like as a victim. It's kind of still kind of like what them folks is doing to us. It's still like the why, trying to figure it out, and it's kind of like you have some information, but you don't know how to move within the information without being the victim. And it's kind of like everybody kind of have like, it's that same thing. It's like either you're crying about what they did or what they're doing to us. You have to march. You have to be angry. You have to be upset about what they did. And it's like everything from forever how long, it's just been like the same result. And it's kind of like, if you don't fight the way we've been taught to fight, you're not doing it right. Yet, nobody has no proof or no receipts of, what they have done, or, it's kind of like, it's the sucker approach. It's like, oh man, we got these white folks, man, they're gonna help us, or you trying to get an all black thing going. Oh man, we don't want no white folks. They can, it's like the Malcolm X. They can bring the money. Even though in the movie he was like he didn't want the money, but towards the end when he left the nation, he wanted the money.
Right.
So, but it's still like that same system that they designed how, black folks been fighting. So it's like the cigarette company, right? It was a law passed that when they got sued, they said, okay, well, we tell you what, you have to tell the truth about your product. So when you start seeing all the commercials where everybody, the cancer, all the things that happen to them having cigarettes, now you can't sue them now because it's like, hey, we told y'all what it was. So, so the strategy was, hey man, let me hip you to this right here. Just get in front of it. If you get in front of the fight, now you control the fight. And it's like, that's what them folks keep doing. It's like black people get mad and they already know what you're gonna do. So all they do is just get in front of it and just they control the march. They control the protest. They know you're gonna get mad. Okay, yeah, we're gonna let them, come on. They'll let their own people go and bust some windows out just to get you. Let's hurry up and get this over with.
Right.
You know what I mean? So coming over here, just going through the stuff I went through with the system and, beating child support and showing people like how to deal with child support, how to fight that system. And, I've just been fighting the system since I was 18, because even when I was in the streets, when I was sold dope, I ain't never feel like there was nothing wrong with it. I looked at it like alcohol, like, okay, yeah, today y'all say it's illegal. What about tomorrow?
Right.
Just like what they did with the whole marijuana thing. Oh, today it's illegal, but then what about tomorrow? So my thing is, it was just the morals things that came with it that just made it more so out of bounds, because doing business is doing business, people go and rob the pharmacy. People didn't got killed, robbing pharmacies and, snatching pills up and carrying on. They haven't outlawed the pills. So coming from the remnant perspective, it's like, so now everything that you deal with, you come at it from a conquering standpoint. So not just going with the wave and dealing with the situation, it's how can I conquer this situation?
Right. So
now I'm gonna take this situation right here, and the same thing like I did with Friends of the Court. I took their law and I used it against them. So when I used it against them, it was nothing they can say, because, hey, this is what y'all said. So now, when I lined myself up with I ain't gonna say their truth, but it was their truth, but when I lined myself up with the truth, then I started seeing like how to beat them, how to fight them, because they operate in the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
When you moving as a conqueror, and then the way the Most High puts it on you, you're gonna move 2, 4, 1, 3. Okay, they get hip to that. Now he's gonna have you move 4, 2, 1, 3. And then, he's gonna switch it around. They're robots. They only know how to move just like the way they dance. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. When you go into that courtroom, everything is laid out. When you look at their motions, it's the same motions.
Right.
They're arguing the same thing. It's a program. So when you come with this remnant information, it changes it up. They're not used to it. They don't know how to operate outside that line. So they have a straight line right here, but the way the Most High move is zigzags. You could say over the line. So now when
and you're saying that's what he's doing right now with the remnant.
And that's what he's doing. That's what he always done. When
Right.
you read that Bible, every time you read a story, that was something new that jumped off. They wasn't prepared. They didn't know how to deal with that. They didn't know how to fight that. They didn't know how, because you gotta look, like their God is powerless. So their God only knows, okay, this happened this time, and then they just keep doing that. They keep doing the same thing until some new information comes.
Right.
So, but now, when we come with that new information, they say, oh, okay. They jump on that and try to master that. But when they master that, now they done drew another line. Okay, this is the new way we got to move right here. But the Most High, he done switched it up again. So that's why in outside, they look at it, everything that we doing over here is weird. Dre with the 2 wives. But everything that you see that's happening, when you read that Bible, it's still in tune with the Most High. Right. It's not out of bounds. But in their world, 2 guys can be together, 2 women can be together. You know what I'm saying? That can happen to them, that's normal. Yeah. But one man can have 2 women, and to them, that's the most craziest thing that they can do. But your uncle can come over with his friend, the other play uncle, and everybody can have dinner, and it's just like it's a shh, don't say anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's no out. It's no cry for it. It's no. And then after that, it's cool to put it around the children. Right. So now you have a child that might be just thinking, maybe, I don't know what's going on, or this, that. Man, instead of somebody saying, man, look, that's a part of life. Yeah. You blind. This like I can see an attractive guy and be like, oh yeah, he's nice looking. I can see a woman and be like, she's nice looking, and I'm not moved either way. but that they'll take that child and the child can say the same thing, and that YMCA community gonna be like, oh, well, no, you're one of them now.
Right.
Since you see he's attractive, you're one of him. See, because they stay recruiting.
Right.
So over here, you know, the Most High, he didn't have to recruit. He just found the person that was in line with him. So once you get the person that's in line, he made that person his spokesperson, and then everybody else that's in tune with that person or with the Most High just
come together.
Yeah, just attach themselves to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that, man. You know, so even you know, the white man gonna have these people crazy. You know, people thought the Black Panthers was crazy. People thought, you know, saying the nation was crazy, and forget about the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They thought they was crazy because they were the first black organization to homeschool their children. But back in the 1930s, that was crazy. Now it's the norm.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's all I'm gonna speak on right now. You know, anything else, you know, gotta make sure the light, the nails is beaming and shining and all this carrying on stuff. But yeah, man, any other questions and everything you got, man? You know,
that's it, man.
you know,
We're gonna come back.
We're gonna sit down.
Yeah, we definitely gonna come back for it, man. But this is Eddie B himself, man.
Yeah.
Here we go.